The worst thing about staying late at the office isn't even the fatigue. Sure, my brain hurts after hours of spreadsheets, emails, and the endless parade of forms, but for me, it's the quiet, the kind that presses against your ears, too loud to ignore. I've always liked order, having things in their right place, and the office after hours usually gives me that. Empty, predictable, silent. But last night broke the pattern. It started normal enough. I was struggling to finish this end-of-quarter report for Mr. Carmichael. He'd sent me 3 gentle reminders about it, so I stayed, determined to get the numbers right. Normally, I'd be out by 6, but the sunset bled across downtown while I was still typing away in my little glass-walled cubicle, listening to my heels tap nervously against the chair. That was the first thing off. The lights. They felt bright and wrong, almost like the bulbs were tuned a notch too high, humming above me, close to a dentist's drill, but just softer. Why I noticed that? Maybe because I was losing my mind at cell C48, or maybe because I was alone. Anyway, the place was dead. No Karen from accounting microwaving salmon. No IT guys hiding behind their standing desks. Just me and the copy machine, which kept kicking out single sheets every so often for no good reason. Like it was restless too. I glanced at my phone. Midnight. Great. I saved my report, slung my bag over my shoulder, and headed for the elevator bay, already craving the safety of my small Toyota in the shadowy garage below. When the elevator doors slid open, empty as expected, I stepped in, pressed L, then leaned against the handrail, eyes drooping. The lights inside flickered and I caught my own reflection staring back, hollow-eyed and pale. The doors closed. We jerked, descended. Except, when they slid open, I saw the same ugly blue carpet of the 24th floor. Cubicles, coffee ring stains. I frowned, shook my head. Must have pressed the wrong button. I tried again, pressed L, held it down for good measure. When the doors opened, same damn corridor. The ficus by the break room. My own desk, printer jam, everything where I'd left it. It felt like being trapped in a bad joke. My chest tightened. I could actually hear my blood thumping in my ears. So I went for the emergency stairs because I'm not an idiot. The stairwell is always cold, full of echoes, and after-hours lighting. The kind that turns every stain on the linoleum into a shadow. I hurried down, peeking over the rail as I counted the flights. When I landed, still breathing through my shirt sleeve, it usually smells weird down there, I opened the door and found myself, again, in the middle of the 24th, right by the janitor's closet. That's when the real panic hit. My palms went clammy. There was this faint electrical taste in my mouth, almost as if I'd touched a battery. The quiet wasn't normal anymore. It felt alive, as if the building itself was watching me. I tried the stairs again, counting out loud this time, like an idiot. 3 steps, 4, 15, my voice bouncing off concrete. Nothing. 24th, every single time. I swore, tried dialing out, but my phone glitched out, time resetting to 0, as if it was caught in its own loop. My eyes stung. I wanted to scream, but couldn't even quite catch my breath. All I could do was stand there, one hand pressed to the stairwell door, heart banging away, knowing the rest of my... what? Night? Life was suddenly unpredictable. And that's the thing I fear more than anything else. Disorder. That's when I realized I wasn't actually alone. Something on the 24th was going wrong, twisting the rules I'd relied on, and I was locked inside, unwilling player in a game I didn't understand. And wherever I turned, all the exits circled right back to me. The first thing I did was try to outthink it. That's how I always make it through the day, find the error, file it, fix it, move on. Maybe there was a power surge. Maybe Todd from payroll had set up some elaborate prank, some so clever escape room sort of stunt. I wiped my palms on my skirt, took a deep breath, and told myself to focus. No ghosts, no monsters. Just fluorescent lighting and old coffee stains. I dug through my desk for my security badge and, for good measure, a bottle of Advil that rattled like dice in my pocket. I walked a slow circuit, hoping to catch some overlooked exit or hidden clue. Hallways repeated, framed safety awards, and a posted fire escape plan, the glowing arrow always pointing right back where I stood. The digital clocks on the walls all showed 0 in pale green, frozen in place, every single one. No wonder time felt off. I kept moving, crossing from break room to copy area, passing the dusty plastic ficus that had never fooled anyone. At first, the sound of the copier was kind of soothing, even as it kept spitting out the same page over and over. Q3 forecast, Q3 forecast, Q3 forecast. I picked one up, heart pounding. My own spreadsheet, cell C48, highlighted. The numbers didn't match what I remembered. I checked the next printout. The next, each one slightly different. Totals dancing around. Some sort of glitch. It must be a glitch. Or maybe I was missing something simple. I peeked into the conference rooms. Empty chairs, rows of legal pads, all open to the same line. Agenda, review. The echo followed me, voices catching and repeating whenever I moved. Sometimes familiar, sometimes they sounded like me, pitching my voice to fill a silence on the phone with Mr. Carmichael. He wasn't there, of course, but I heard his dry little cough. It flickered away when I turned my head too quickly, like the whisper of AC through a vent. Calm down, Evelyn. This is just stress. Just fatigue giving you auditory hallucinations. I made myself write it out. Possible power outage, security system malfunction, stress-induced confusion. My handwriting on a yellow sticky note, careful and square like always. I tested every door. Conference room A, storage B, the tiny wellness room with the lavender diffuser. None led anywhere but here, some turning me back to my desk, some looping me out by the printers. If I kept the copier in sight, I could almost believe I was making headway, until I realized I'd passed the same motivational poster 4 times. Persistence. Success is a journey, not a destination. Was the carpet always stained like this? Red-brown lines like coffee or old rust, tracing towards my feet. I tried the break room, emptied out a water bottle from the fridge, ice cold, as if the morning delivery was only an hour ago. My lunch still sat there, sandwich unspoiled and bright against the plastic wrap. Ham and Swiss, my least favorite, but at least it was something to do. I ate. I waited. I watched the coffee maker's digital display blink. 12 a.m., never changing. I turned my phone over and over in my hands. No signal. The flashlight worked, but the clock, zeros. I set a timer. Nothing. It was too quiet. Every time I thought I could hear myself breathing, a whisper threaded through that hum. My own voice, answering questions from last week's all-hands call, echoing perfectly but wrong, slightly off pitch. I checked the water cooler. Instead of my reflection, I saw the back of my own head, bent over a spreadsheet I hadn't worked on in months. I started drawing a map, anything to impose order. A line for each hallway, tiny squares for every door I'd tested, cross-hatching for windows. I finished and set it down, looked away, looked back. My lines had doubled. The office layout twisted into knots I didn't remember. That can't be. I tore the page off, started again. The copier kept feeding out Q3 forecast. The hum got louder. Patterns. There were always patterns, even in the chaos. But every door led me back to my own desk, every hallway bent toward that damned janitor's closet. I watched the second hand on my desk clock twitch, stall, lurch, then snap back to 12. My hands started to shake. I pressed my fingers against the fake wood, holding myself together. This is how it feels to lose control. To be trapped inside order, warped into nonsense. Maybe the floor was broken. Maybe the building. Maybe me. Stop remembering, someone mumbled from the copy room. No, not someone. Me. My voice, flat and firm, as if I were issuing instructions to myself. I bolted upright, heart fluttering. I waited for another sound, but something electric sizzled in the air instead. I've always known where I was, who I was, even on the worst days. Tonight, I'm not sure. The more I hunt for an exit, the more the 24th floor wraps around me. Logic is breaking. I keep seeing my own handwriting in places I didn't leave notes. On the monitor, reset. On a reprinted memo, stop remembering, faint beneath layers of toner. My rational self is slipping. Only the repetition and the sterile, buzzing quiet hold me in place. I'm Evelyn Cobb, and I don't know how much longer I can keep my mind mapped, my world neat, if the office, the heart of my order, has decided to spiral out of control. The loop's tightening, and I'm starting to worry that it doesn't want me to escape. Not until I forget who drew the first map. I can't breathe. There's no air here, just static, singeing, filling my mouth, scraping down my throat when I try to breathe in. I'm moving, but my shoes don't echo. Carpet gone red, then gray, then red again. Every light on the ceiling buzzes, narrowing my field of vision. I squeeze my eyes, no difference, open, closed, the same dark blur around the edges. My desk glows at the far end, its light fading into the hallway. Sticky notes, more and more of them, multiplying while I blink. On the file cabinet, on my monitor, my own handwriting, no ghosts, no monsters. Stop remembering, reset, reset, reset. The words shudder, ripple. Some of the letters are smudged, ink bleeding down like rain after a thunderstorm. I rub one with my thumb. Yellow paper comes away, blank in my hand, my memory eaten to a husk. I hear myself talking before I realize I've opened my mouth. Please let me out. I want out. Out? There's never been an out. I run. Behind every door, I catch glimpses of my own face, pale in the glass, or see the copy room with pages endlessly spilling out. Q3 forecast. Random numbers, all wrong, lines stacking up, paper scattered everywhere. Hallways collapse, squeeze close around my shoulders, turn to corners that knot and twist, a loop of beige and blue and fake oak. I push my palm against the wall and it leaves a mark. My handprint, then another on the next turn, then a smear, then more, ripples of my past self or all versions at once. I see myself. Older, younger, furious, blank-eyed, eating the same sandwich, crying in the bathroom stall, arguing with the phone. No, Mr. Carmichael, I'm still here. I'm always here. I am always here. No clocks. The clocks have devoured themselves, faces blank, hands spinning wild or stuck dead. My phone is a slab of black glass. No messages, no time. It vibrates once. Stop. Remembering. My skin tingles with fear, but my head is stuffed with cotton, with numbers, with fog. I want to tear myself out, start again, start fresh, let go, forget. But if I let go, will I find myself again? Or just another dead-end corridor, another looping nightmare with no author? What happens when there's no one left to write the notes? Who resets the day? Who keeps the coffee hot and the lights humming and the sandwiches cold? Who keeps the loop alive? I clutch my own hand to my chest. I remember. I must not remember. I. Dark fissures crack across the carpet, running like spilled coffee, snaking beneath my feet. My body wavers, shifts, blurs at the edges. My desk dissolves. The copier jams, shrieks. My voice is in every wall, buzzing, whispering, velcroed to the cheap ceiling tiles. I can't stop thinking, can't stop spinning. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Someone, me, is sitting at the desk I can't reach, typing numbers I don't know, not looking up, not blinking. Just another Evelyn, filing, fixing, finishing the day again and again. I reach out. She doesn't move. The chair is empty. The desk is gone. I am the loop. I built the walls. I can't remember what came before. I can't forget the spiral. I can't... The hum grows cruel and bright and endless. My last thought cracks and stutters as the office snaps to zero, and I feel myself unravel, note by note, until there is nothing left at all.